shall I see my home? When shall I see my native land? I will never forget my home. When shall I see my native land? I will never forget my home. When shall I see my native land? I will never forget my home. Home again, home again. When shall I see my home? When shall I see my native land? I will never forget my home.
Southern Cameroon, soye!
Oye!
Southern Cameroon, soye!
Oye!
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very much. And I want to thank the chairman and the vice. And I want you guys to give yourself a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today as a symbolic gesture. First of all, I want us to respect a minute of silence for our martyrs who have died for the Southern Cameroon's cause. A minute of silence, please.
A minute of silence, please.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, today, the 1st of October 2011, is the 50th anniversary of our independence. That is why we are here at the Raf Bunche Plaza, in front of the United Nations building, to bear witness to history that there are people in Southern Cameroon who own a territory, and this United Nations had the responsibility to prepare them towards independence and self-government, and they reneged on that obligation. We are here today while our brothers and sisters are in our capital, Buea, where they are being attacked by a dictator, Mr. Paul Biya, who is in cahoots with oil companies to stay in power for 30 years. That is a scandal, and we are shocked that the United Nations can allow that to happen. So I want all of you here to shout, shame on Paul Biya! Shame on Paul Biya!
Shame on Paul Biya!
Shame on the occupier!
Shame on the occupier!
Shame on the dictator!
Shame on the dictator!
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the international community has a responsibility towards Southern Cameroonians. They cannot abandon us to our plight. They cannot allow us to die in our millions before they come to our rescue to fulfill their contractual obligations. They do not want another Rwanda in Southern Cameroon before the international community will intervene. So those of us who are privileged to be here in Washington and in New York are calling the international community to bear witness to our plight, that in Buea today, a dictator is oppressing people, is beating up people only for expressing their freedoms. The Universal Declaration of Independence of 1948 guarantees independence and self-determination for all UN trust territories. We are one. So, we are a forgotten trust territory. We are asking the United Nations and the international community to look at our plight. We are here in solidarity with our brothers who are in Buea and in Bamenda and in Wum and in Kumbo, who are protesting. Those who have been protesting over and over. They will want to guarantee the international community. We shall not give up. Yes. We shall chase Mr. Biya to his grave.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. He will pay. He will pay for Ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to give up on our obligation. Our children will shame us. They will be like, how did you guys allow a dictator, a backward French territory to swallow you? But thank God that is not going to happen. Can that happen?
No!
Can that happen?
No!
Now, every single one of you here are the ambassadors of Southern Cameroon.
Yes.
Everywhere you are coming from Massachusetts, from Boston, from Alabama, from Maine, coming to Washington, D.C., from Washington, D.C., coming to New York, to the United Nations Plaza, to inform the world that the people of Southern Cameroon need their independence now.
Yes.
So I want you guys to repeat, independence now for Southern Cameroon.
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 Ladies and gentlemen, I know that you guys believe in this cause. Do you believe in this cause?
Yes,
Do you believe in this cause?
Yes, we do.
Now, let me tell you, Southern Cameroon is larger than Palestine. Southern Cameroon is larger than Israel. Southern Cameroon is more resource endowed than more than 25 countries in Africa. Southern Cameroon has access to the sea. Southern Cameroon has more than 6 million people. Southern Cameroon has some of the most educated people in Africa.
Yes.
We are going to overcome.
Yes.
Yes.
We shall overcome.
Yes.
We shall overcome.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. I will be calling on the chairman of the Scnc, Mr. Jude Ozuge, to come over here and talk to you guys. Southern Cameroonians in the United States are holding the United Nations, holding the feet of the United Nations to the fire. The United Nations must respect their obligations.
Yes.
Yes.
The United Nations must respect their obligations.
Yes.
Let's repeat that. United Nations, you must respect your obligations.
United Nations must respect your obligations.
United Nations, you must respect your obligations.
United Nations must respect your obligations.
We are holding your feet to the fire.
We are holding your feet to the fire.
United Nations, you must fulfill your obligations.
United Nations, you must fulfill your obligations.
We are holding your feet to the fire.
We are holding your feet to the fire.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have been taking all peaceful measures that are necessary. We are going to continue with the peaceful measures, but we are calling the international community to be witness. The time is coming when we are going to reclaim our territory from French colonialism. The time is coming when we are going to reclaim our territory from an oppressor in Washington. It's a shame that the international community should allow Mr. Biya to be in power for 30 years. 30 years is a whole generation. Everybody who is less than 30 years old is of this lost generation. He has produced nothing for the country. He's a disgrace for the country. Now, we are going to hold him accountable. He is going to pay for every drop of oil, for every resource that he stole from Southern Cameroon. Southern Cameroon, oye! Oye! Southern Cameroon, oye! Oye! Mr. Chairman, over to you.
Before the chairman comes, Winnie, give us a song, please.
Courage, brother, do not stumble. Sing.
Courage, brother, do not stumble. Do not back me down as night. Let's start to guide them humble. Trust in God and do the right. Let the road be rough and dreary, and his hands fall out of sight. Fully bravely, strong or weary, trust in God and do the right. Perish falling, sea and burning, perish all that fears the light. Whether losing, whether winning, trust in God and do the right. Trust no partisan of fashion, trust no leaders in the fight, who in every word or action, trust